Hello everybody. Today I want to talk about something that happened yesterday, something tragic that happened yesterday. As many of you are probably aware, a Malaysian airliner got shot down yesterday and about almost 300 people got killed. And this happened over Ukraine. Now if you look at the media, this is sort of being portrayed like, oh, look, it's the pro-Russian separatists that have killed these people, and oh, what's going on? Maybe Putin should step in to put a stop to all this now and all that. But if you look at this objectively, you'll see that maybe that's not where the evidence is pointing at. First of all, let's start by taking a look at the so-called separatists. Okay, they're not the government. Okay, they probably don't have this kind of weaponry in the first place, because you got to realize this commercial airliner was flying at a height of 10,000 meters, which is like 10 kilometers up in the sky. To take down an airliner like that, you need to have a real advanced system. You need to have some heavy hardware. You cannot just have a shoulder-fired rocket, which is most likely what the separatists have. And if you look at a shoulder-fired rocket, they have a range of what? About 3,500 meters, and that's about it. They won't go any higher than that. And so that means you have to have something advanced, like I was saying, or something big. And that kind of a system requires training. You need to have a crew to operate something like that. Who would most likely have something like that? Well, it would most likely be the new Ukrainian government. Of course, then there's always the argument being made, well, Russia might have supplied them with these weapon systems, or they might have seized these weapon systems from the Ukrainians. That's not impossible. That is a possible scenario. But you have to go back and look at incentives. What would the incentive be for the pro-Russians to shoot down the airliner? Nothing. They have nothing to gain from it. Their ass is on thin ice already with the international community, and they're just looking for a reason to keep condemning them. But if you look at the Ukrainians, which is to say the new Ukrainian government, they have something to gain here. And what that is if they down the airliner over pro-Russian territory, which is where it's been shut down, they can blame it on the pro-Russians and say, look at those bad Russians and the pro-Russians, oh, look how bad they are. They shot down a commercial airliner, killing all these civilians. And then the media could play on that, and they could make him more of an outcast in the international community. So that goes back to the system in itself too. If you have a system like this and you have a crew like that, that means it's a trained crew. Most likely a person that's part of that crew has a very powerful binocular, 20 to 30 times zoom, which means that they would be able to see what kind of aircraft it was. They might not see who's fucking flying the thing, but they will see that it's a commercial airliner or if it's a military type airliner. And they will be able to differentiate that, which goes back to whoever shot that thing down is most likely doing it purposely. And who would want to do that purposely? The new Ukrainian government is the only one that would gain by that. It is highly unlikely that the pro-Russians, even if they have a system like that, would shoot that down, since they can only lose by doing so. So these are some things that are worth looking at. I want to also emphasize at this point, we don't know who's done what. We just know that the airliner has been shot down, and you need some serious hardware to do that. So be a little careful to judge. But if you look at it objectively right now, I would say the evidence is pointing in the direction of the new Ukrainian government. But still remains to be seen. All I'm saying is don't be too quick to judge. And anybody who's going on and telling you, well, these are the guys who did it for sure, is full of shit right now. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about that. There's some links in the description below, so you could check out these weapon systems for yourselves and see that what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a nice holiday, everybody.